Mike 0 Fox X-Ray Bravo, welcome to my channel. So we're looking today at the YAESU FTM300D C4FM VHF UHF radio and RT systems. You can buy this easily by going to the RT systems website. You can either buy it with a cable or just a software download. They do have an option for the CD. You'll have to check for availability. Lots of information about their programming software, which does work on Mac. So over to the FTM300, you can see that in the background. We've got the SCU20 cable connected, which looks like this. I'm pretty sure they've updated it now. It looks the same, but for Windows 11. Now, I found that you can get the SCU20 working on Windows 11. You just right-click, you go to Device Manager, and if you double click where it says ports, and if there's a thing here that says Windows 11 does not support this cable, then just right click and click update driver, and then select browse my computer. At the bottom here, let me pick from a list and just get a older driver from their prolific site. They are available. Just go look on Google. Once you've purchased the software, you will be emailed a special number, serial number, which you then click the download link, put the serial number in with your email, and hey presto, you have the software, which looks like this. So I've not used this at all on the FTM300. I've used it on other radios. So this is the first time communication. The SCU20 cable is connected, and I have downloaded the latest USB driver from YAESU, which I'll put a link in the description for you. The good thing about the SCU20 cable is you can use YAESU PDN mode, and that's very handy. So let's go communication, get data from radio, and follow the instructions. So plug the cable in. I've got the SCU20. RT systems cable is the USB 77. Turn on the radio so it's on. Press and hold the F setup key, which we're doing. Then rotate dial to clone. We're doing that now. At the bottom in the middle in red, it highlights in red. It's not touchscreen. You have to push the channel knob. So push, and then we're going to select. Now we've got this to other and other to this. So this to other means this radio to the computer, which is what we're going to do first. So we're going to select OK here, and then we're going to select this to other, push it, turn the knob left and click OK, and that's it. It's now loading what is on the radio, and they do recommend that you always read the radio first. So I've got some programs on here. What we'll do, we're act like we've never used this before. Okay, that's completed. Successfully received the data. Turn the radio off and disconnect cable. Click OK. Well, I just turn it on and off. That's what I do. So we'll turn it off. Then back on. Now, if you're ever disconnecting or connecting a cable, then of course it makes sense to make sure you turn the radio off first. Right, so you've got this screen to start with. I'll just quickly take you through some other screens. So we'll go to, this is where you would put your main memory channels, and you can slide across here. Show you the settings screen, which is radio menu, settings at the top, radio menu, and then you've got these different screens. So common 1, receive wide, for example, band, scope, wide, just the main sort of settings on the radio. Common 2, you've got squelch levels, bell ring, and so on. So you get the idea. DTMF internet, you can pre-record DTMF. So that then when with the way the FTM300 works is you put it into a memory, and then if the memory is say number 1, for example, when you hold down the microphone, you get the option to send DTMF. Push the DTMF, you can either type it, or you can, in the menu settings, select it to use the memory number, which is number 1. So it does work, it works fine. APRS settings, we'll do a completely separate one on that, although I have put the APRS settings in this. So if you want to freeze frame this, because it did work, we'll do a separate video on that. But look, everything's here. There's my call sign, -9, car, message pop up, APRS is mute is on, APRS receive band, and so on and so on. And it definitely worked. So if you want to freeze frame this and check it out, give it a go. Looks like we've got some messages here. Oh, they look like preset messages. I can't see a new message. But anyway, that's your APRS. Just see if we didn't miss anything. Radio menu settings. Group mode settings. Hardly use group mode. APRS beaconing. Again, something I've hardly ever used, but it's all there. Okay, so let's imagine we just want to add our hotspot. So we'll go to memories. Now at the bottom here, you've got limit memories, which I've never used, home A and home B, and VFO here. The other thing about RT systems is whenever you read the radio, it will open a new tab, which is pretty good. And this is again something this is in the preferences. So you have a preferences settings here. Grid display. This adds and removes things that are in the main line of programming here to make it easier. You've got different rows here. Memory defaults. Font, so you can make the font bigger and smaller, and style. Other, this is the key one here. Open new file when needed for get data from radio, which I think is pretty good. Makes it a lot safer. So let's just add firstly a repeater, then a digital repeater, then my hotspot. So hotspot's nice and easy. It's a simplex channel on mine, so it's 438.575. It's a simplex frequency. There's no shift at all, so we can keep that simplex. And we're going to need digital narrow for my hotspot, and we can name it hotspot as well. There's no tone needed, and that's it. That's how simple the frequency is needed for a simplex jumbo hotspot, zum spot, whichever kind of hotspot you've got. Now we'll add a repeater, so let's go a 2 meter one, 145.600. It's already put the shift in automatically. We can call it, it's GB3WR. We do need a tone, so we'll drop down there and we'll select tone. And to the right of that, we want 94.8. Everything else seems fine apart from the power. I don't ever use power high. Let's change all of these. It's just, you're asking for trouble if you do. Only use as much power as you need. That's what I recommend. AMS. Now, what does AMS mean? It means that, say, this is an FM channel. If you receive a digital carrier and you tick this box on, it will switch over. So a lot of the time I leave it off because I want it to lock into that mode, because it can, if you get an FM carrier on a near frequency, it can switch it over. So that's it. We've done that. Lastly, we'll do let's do a 70 centimeter repeater. So let's go 430.825. We'll do let's have a look here. A plus shift. And it is 7.6 on most 70 centimeter repeaters. Again, FM. Now, if it was a digital repeater, similar setup. So if I do one, I think there's one on 439.5375. And that would be a minus shift in this case, in my local town. But it is 9 megahertz, that one. 9 megahertz, and it's digital narrow, and we can call it, I think it's like GB3, it's only a guess, IS. You don't need a tone, so it's asking for a receive frequency. Not sure why it did that. Have I got that wrong? Actually, that's a minus shift. 4395, yeah, that's better. GP3IS. Okay, so we've got some channels in there, but let's say we want to get all our repeaters in there. Well, this is a good thing about RT systems. What you can do is just go File, External Data, Repeater Book. Okay, and I'm in Bristol, and we just want the 2 meters and 70 centimeters repeaters. Look, there's other ones you can choose, or you can choose all, and some people might like a 23 centimeter one. And let's do a radius of 30 miles or kilometers, which you can select, and click OK. Now it's going to open a new window for this. So these are all the repeaters that we may want to use. So to start using this file, click Select All, then right click and go Copy. Go back, and now Select All was at the bottom, by the way, if I was too fast. Go back there, click at the bottom of the blank frequency, like so, and then right click and paste, or you can use Control C and Control V, and we've now just added all these repeaters into our FTM300, and we could have done the whole country or even the whole world if there's room on the radio. Each bank has a limit. Now there are banks, I don't tend to use banks that often because I've only got about 20 favorite channels, but anyway, let's have a look here if we got what they have. Yeah, they have memory channels. Oh, I just remembered that the YAESU FTM300 doesn't have the banks where the FT5 does. I'll have to check the FTM400. Anyway, we've got our repeaters in there. So what else can we look at? Let's just quickly look at these different settings. With the external data, you get choices of radio, reference, R-Finder, and frequency list. Let's look at frequency lists. So let's just go UHF and click Apply. And it's just applied our UHF frequency. Let's do marine. Obviously, you don't have to use any of this. And let's actually, before we apply, let's click the bottom, see if it puts it underneath. Then we'll go to File, External Data, Frequency List, and we'll do marine ones this time. Click Apply. So yeah, that did put it at the bottom. And you've got weather, FRS, GMRS, which I know in America you use. So let's go GMRS, Apply, and it's just put all your GMRS frequencies there at the bottom. And of course, anything you don't want, just delete it. So it's great fun. And then what you want to do to send it back to the radio, let's do that. We'll go, let's have a look here. Communication, send data to radio. Same instructions, turn on the radio, connect the cable, rotate to clone. So we're going to hold down the F, clone, and then we're going to select with the channel. But this time we're going to go to other this. So rotate and click OK. Press the dial to start. So press the dial, turn to OK, and then we'll click OK here, and there you are. Now it's sending all those channels to my radio. And of course you can save. You know, I recommend you actually save before you send or receive anything, because then you've got a nice file. You can import and export files as well. Okay, we're getting near the end. It does say receiving on the radio, and you get to the end. You get a message completed on the radio. I think it reboots, which is handy. And if you look at all that you've got on the top section there, well, on both sections, if I turn, look, you've got all the marine channels. It's even named them marine. Quite interesting, isn't it? Get a decent antenna and have a listen. So you can see how that all works great. The other options you've got is file, import. You can import files like so, and export as well. So let's go file, export. Let's put something here on the YAESU FT5 file for now. Give it a name. File 300. Save. And you've got an exported file, and then you could bring that back in, I'm guessing. Import. FTM300. If we can find the file, but you get the idea. So, what else we got here? Print preview, and then you can save the whole lot. Save as. Edit. Simple mode, never use that. Right, communications. And you can use, with this radio, there is an SD card in the main unit of the 300, so you can use an SD card. You don't have to use a cable, which definitely makes sense, because those cables can be quite expensive. So I'm sure there's loads more. Watch some of the videos at RT Systems. Karen does a lot of the videos in RT Systems. What I'll do is I'll probably tag at the end of this video the ADMS free software that YAESU do. I'll just put that in now. If you go to YAESU, YAESU FTM300, enter, we'll find that. ADMS 12, you just go to YAESU site, files, and it's here at the bottom. Again, you still need the driver. Well, I think with that you can use the SD card or a cable, so we'll tag that at the end of this video. So thanks for watching. 7.3, all the best. We're on the YAESU FTM300 site here. We're going to scroll down we'll go files. We're also been playing with RT Systems, as you've seen in the past. Scroll down. This is the free software from ADMS YAESU. RT Systems is a pay for. It's about $25. So let's just click it, and we'll run that. Let's double click the zip file, double click it. There are instructions, but we never read them, of course. Set up XE. Let's fire it up and see if we can read the radio. So this is the free software. I have used it before. I think it's okay. I do like the RT System software, but having something for free is nice. Right, let's find that software. Start ADMS. Recently added. Right, I recognize that window. So on the right, we've got the RT System software. Okay, we will look at that as well and compare. So let's follow the instructions. Communication, get data. Now it says here you can use an SD card, but we're just using the STU20 cable, which looks like this. Okay. Right, let's get back to this software here. Communication, get data from radio. So the process looks the same as what you would use on RT Systems. So we're going to hold down the F. Communication cable, that's the STU20. Press F for 1 second or longer to the setup menu. Did that. Go down to clone, which is at the bottom. Then select this other. So when it's highlighted in red, push the channel change. And because we're reading the radio, it says this other. Push it. Turn it to the left. Highlight it in red. That's the channel knob. Click OK, and then click OK on here. We need to change the COM port settings, so that's fine. Settings. Let's just work out how to change the COM port. So if we right click here, go to Device Manager, double click, and the COM port is 10. See that here? The top one, prolific USB. If you've got an error, I said it before, you just update driver, click update, and select an older driver, and it works even on Windows 11. So communications, COM port, we need to change that to 10, and then click determine. Right, now let's try and read now. So let's go get data. We follow the instructions, push this other. We're going to push it again. Turn it to the left, click OK. And then click OK here. And if we've done it right, we can do. Let's try it again. So let's go this other, go to the left, click OK, and it's working now. So can you see it's a little bit more faffy than the RT Systems. Let's have a look at when this completes, we'll have a look at the difference between the two. It does look like a more slimmed down version of what RT Systems are offering. The thing about RT Systems, what I like, is that once you get familiar with that, then it's similar on all of their radios. So there's that familiarity makes it a little bit easier when you get a new radio. But I suppose with the ADMS 12, once you get used to that way, it's like using chirp. That's the same, isn't it? Once you get used to using it, then you're going to be okay. It's definitely way easier than programming on the actual radio. Right, so we're about to complete here. We'll look at some of the settings. There you go. Okay, so we can click close. The radio, it stays on, it hasn't rebooted. We'll just back out for now. Although we could have actually, thinking about it, we could have stayed on that window and that would have been easier for sending the data when you click send, but we will do that. So there you are. How many has it got? 80 odd channels there on the ADMS. Let's go down. Yeah, same on the RT systems. What else have we got here? Settings. Let's do settings. So this is the radio settings you've got for let's call it the YAESU software. Common here, GMYSX, APRS. Yeah, I think it's good. Lots of settings there. If I show you the one on RT systems, radio menu settings. You've got common 2, DTMF, APRS beacon, GM. So I think you decide which one you think's better. It's all about usability, isn't it? Toolbar, window, you can change the windows, look up your version, about, communication, we know about the SD card, edit, go to channel, insert channel, delete channel. Yeah, I see that. File, you can import, export, you can save. Let's just add a channel, see what that's like. So we go like so. Let's do a full window. Say we're going to add my repeater. So we go 430.825. You need to put in your shift. So select. That'll be a plus shift, and it'll be 7.6. I think RT System does this a bit more for you. 7.6. There's me typing bad. 7. Pretty sure you need to put the point in. 6. That's it, like so. FM, AMS, that's automatic. If it receives FM or DN, it will automatically choose, or you can just lock it and just put FM. Now, if that was a digital one, you would just push DN, wouldn't you? And then you can name it as well. So we just call it GB3FI. Tone mode, on or off. Tone. And then what we got here? Pretty sure it's 77 for that one. And then you've got your sort of digital squelch. You can change your steps, scan. TX power, that's an important one. I always like low. Anyway, I'm not going to change them all now, but that's good that you can do that. CTSS, you've got all the different tones. So it looks pretty good to me. Let's do some let's send it. So we'll go communication, send data. We're going to follow the instruction, which is hold down the F, turn to clone and select. Clone is in red at the bottom. Select with the channel knob, push it. This time we're going to go other this, and we're going to push it, turn it to the left and click OK. And then we're going to click OK on the screen. And look, it's now sending the data from my free software to the radio. Let's just wait a sec. Right, that's completed. The radio is rebooted. We'll click close, and then everything will be on the radio. If you go into memory mode, there you go, it's all there. So that works great. Very happy with that. So that's your free version. I'll just give you a full window of RT systems, which I recommend. I think for $25, they really delve it deep into the functionality of the radio. Would you manage without it? Yeah, the ADMS software works fine. but I like having it, so I like both. Thanks to Karen at RT Systems, and thanks to YAESU for their free software. And let you up here, you got memories, PMS, VFOA, VFOB, all that. Now I know with RT Systems you can go File, Repeater Book, External Data Repeater Book, and you can do a repeater search, which is very handy. I've already done it, that's why it's here. That's my repeater search. If I delete it, let's see if I can let it do a fresh one. File, external data, repeater book search. Yeah, and look, say you want 2 meters and 70 Bristol miles. Click OK. It will open a new window with all the repeaters, which is pretty handy. There you are. That's all your local repeaters, and you can paste them just by. If we do the full window, I know we said this earlier. Select all, then you can right-click, copy. I don't think it would. I wonder if it would let me paste it into this system. I know it will let me copy it here. Of course, you just go to the bottom, click there, paste. Yeah. So let's do it here. I don't think it will, but anyway, memories. We're going to click here, right-click. No, it's not. That's the other thing about RT Systems. You can copy and paste between systems. So I could have an FTM400 and a 300, for example, side by side running, and I could copy and paste from RT Systems. Now, I think you can export. I know you can export data. Look here, look. Import, export. So you can do that. And if you went on to repeater book website, which we're on now, here's all the UK. I've selected UK. Click all. Like so, and you can get a file. Just trying to see if that would import to the ADMS software. I mean, RT System does it for you anywhere. Anyway, I think we'll do a completely separate video on that. I think I may have already done a video on doing that, but can you see that all these different options you've got? So thanks for watching my channel. Seems like it's been good fun, and I catch you on air. Please remember to subscribe and like. 7-3, all the best.